Welcome again to Bridging the Gap, where we connect you to the front lines. Today we're going to be looking at an urgent need from India with Rick. We're going to be hearing from Dave and Heidi on their recent trips, and finally looking at around the world in 80 seconds, the most critical needs. Let's go. First, let's go to Rick.
Thanks, Scott. Well, you've heard that last year, the first COVID wave was really hard on the people of India. The second wave in the last 6 weeks was much more difficult. The result has been hospitals overrun with patients. Word Indeed's been able to come alongside of 2 Christian hospitals by providing funding so that they could purchase monitors, BiPAP machines, as well as to pay for salaries for additional doctors and nurses. In addition, we're coming alongside of thousands of families in 5 denominations, providing them with funding so that food can be purchased and so they can also reach out and help their neighbors. If you're able to fund or help donate towards these relief efforts, that would be much appreciated. We're looking at spending in the area of 350,000 Canadian dollars, 285,000 US, just in the last 6 weeks alone. But even more importantly, we're looking for your prayers. Please pray for the government leaders of India, for the medical practitioners, for the church leaders as they strive to meet the needs of their people, and also for believers as they reach out to their neighbors in the name of Christ and also bring relief assistance to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick, for that update on India. Next, we're going to hear from Heidi and Dave on their recent trips.
Thanks, Scott. Recently, board member Javen Vorse and I went to Costa Rica to visit our projects there. Our main partner there is Education Plus, where Juan Carlos Ramirez is the director and an elder in Reverend Bill Green's church. We went and visited the shanty towns to see the Bible Club programs which were going on, and also to check on a tutoring project that started 6 months ago. Education Plus is continuing its tutoring program and also providing packets for children to work at home, because there is no schooling going on for public school children at all in Costa Rica right now. They are also continuing their Bible Club program even though schools are closed, and they are getting more children than even before and have to break up what was oftentimes just one Bible club of 30 children into 3 different Bible clubs. This is what's been going on in Costa Rica, and we thank you for your support and your prayers for our partners there and our projects and Word Indeed. Thank you very much.
Recently, Karen Vandersloot, one of our U.S. board members, and myself were able to visit a number of projects in South Africa and Malawi. On our recent trip to South Africa, we were also able to visit Makanyo Theological College, where we have for a number of years been able to support the distance learning program. There are over 800 students in the distance learning program now in over 80 groups, and Makanyo is committed to providing theological training to lay leaders and pastors and churches throughout Southern Africa from a Reformed perspective with a contextual focus that is appropriate to Southern Africa. And it was a great privilege to hear how the program continues to grow in spite of many challenges this year. The academic programs were only minimally interrupted by COVID, and we are very thankful for God's provision for them.
Thanks, Dave and Heidi. On to Around the World in 80 seconds. This is Around the World in 80 seconds, highlighting what you need to know about the current needs around the world. Beginning in South Sudan and 5 other neighboring countries, about 7 million people are facing starvation. This is due to crop failures and ongoing conflicts in the region. Word Indeed has sent $40,000 Canadian or $30,000 US to assist 2,250 widows, women, and vulnerable children for food relief in the next 6 months. The Sudanese Reformed Church is working closely with those living in the UN internment camps. Next, our partner Children of Light in Indonesia is recovering from Cyclone Seroja that hit earlier in April. An initial $50,000 Canadian have been sent for immediate food needs, and further funding is being considered now to repair broken homes and schools that are found on the 3 islands majorly impacted. Finally, Protests in Colombia have continued for about 4 weeks now in the major cities after a new proposed tax reform has put more pressure on the middle class. This tax bill comes after a year where unemployment has increased and those living at the poverty line has almost doubled. Word Indeed works with four schools in the cities, and you'll hear a message from the director of Conviventia, Missy Christie, next.
Over a year ago, these classrooms and corridors were filled with the joy and laughter that children bring to life. Since then, they have been empty, but I'm glad to share that the schools have never stopped. The projects have continued in full operation. Every day, our team is working hard to ensure that children and youth continue their education, that they are safe while at home, that their basic needs are cared for. Over 3,000 children are right now receiving virtual education and virtual services through our different lines of action. It is our hope that children will be able to come back to these installations that have been built for their joy, for their benefit, for their well-being. We're working hard to ensure that that happens, presenting all the different documents before the government. Please pray that these will be approved, that we will find grace and favor so that kids can come back here and these corridors can once again be full of that joy and laughter. We are blessed to be able to reach out to families and strengthen them throughout this time of much tension and much need. So thank you for taking the hand of one of these little ones. Thank you for taking the hand of these families and enabling us to sow in their lives hope and future. The Lord bless you.
That's an update from Colombia. Now back here at home, we have moved the Bike-a-thon Coast to Coast fundraiser to the fall, and it is now set for the date of September 25th. So save that date on your calendars. Some guys want to do the Bike-a-thon a little earlier, and so on June 4th and 5th, they hope to bike from Hamilton to Ottawa. That's about 500 kilometers in 30 hours. If you want to learn more, you can check this link out, hamiltontoOttawa.com. Thanks again for all your prayers and support for Word Indeed and for watching.